Hello and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is Your Life by the New Year. I imagine most of you will watch this as I put it out, but it is timeless, so if for some reason you're watching after the new year has already passed, then it will apply towards the next new year of your life. So there are 4 piles to choose from. I suggest selecting the pile that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 1, the shaman, because this snake on the card reminds me of last week when I was walking around a city at night, and there was a little baby snake that just crawled across the sidewalk, and there was a bunch of other people walking, but no one else seemed to notice this snake besides me. But it really stuck with me. It felt like a sign of something. So I will put the timestamps in the description down below. Feel free to pause the video now to select your pile. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 1, the shaman, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Wheel of Fortune, the 6 of Wands, the 7 of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the World. For your tea leaf reading cards, we got Bow and Heart. So my pile 1s, what will your life be like by the new year? We start off your spread with this Wheel of Fortune, which is really about coming into your own and coming into luck and having really great things happen to you. For a lot of you, I'm hearing that you have been in a cycle in the past where you kind of felt like your life was going downhill, or you were concerned that you were kind of at your lowest point, and now things have started to pick up for you to the point where when you start next year, I think for a lot of you, if this resonates with you, your life will be like completely different than it was a year ago. And it'll feel like the things that maybe you were scared about, like the fear of the unknown, or feeling like you kind of had the rug pulled out from under you, or the things that set you up in order to come into this luck, in order to come into these things that you maybe didn't think were possible for you previously. Because the Wheel of Fortune, astrologically is represented by Jupiter, which is all about expansion. It's about luck. It's about action. So there's a lot of forward movement here. There's a lot of feeling like your life has become a lot bigger. Like maybe you feel more settled in to the location you're at. You feel more settled into your friend group, to your workplace. And there's a feeling of being lucky here. And that's also reflected in the next card in your spread, which is the 6 of Wands, which is a card of victory, a card of success, and a card of recognition. So for a lot of you, I think specifically if you have a job, if you're in school, you will be getting a lot of praise from the people around you. People will really admire your level of competency, your intelligence, your ability to get things done. People really admire the things that you put yourself for, and I think you will have a good reputation among your friends, your coworkers, other students, things like that. And you will feel like accomplished because, especially for a lot of you, I'm hearing that you kind of have picked yourself up and you've almost made your own luck and you've gotten there yourself. So I think you will start to feel kind of pride in how far you come. Because I do think with the 7 of Wands in the middle of your spread, you are someone who, when you experience a lot of good things in your life, you're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, you're like, okay, what's wrong? Like, if you enter a relationship and the relationship feels nice, you're waiting for the first red flag to pop up. You're waiting for the person to hurt your feelings. If everything's going well at work, you're waiting for the moment where you mess up and then you feel like your supervisor or your coworkers are disappointed in you. Because that's really the vibe of the 7 of Wands, is feeling like you have to be on the lookout for attacks to you. But the thing about the 7 of Wands is, in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the person represented on the card for the 7 of Wands is always at a higher vantage point than the people that are trying to attack them. So you are elevated above whatever this conflict is that you think is going to occur to you, is going to happen to you. And it's not to say that you won't experience this, because I think really this is more of a mental thing for you. So I think you will still be experiencing this once the new year approaches. But I think it's mostly because you have had so much luck and so much good things happen to you that you really are, it's hard for you to, I think, accept and like bask in it. It's like, okay, I have to move on to the next thing, or I have to figure out how to stave off anything bad from happening. I really feel like the people in this pile are really driven, and they like big perfectionist tendencies here. But the good news is that you are, really accomplishing all of these things that you've set your mind to, all of these things that you've been working on. But you're still experiencing a little bit of anxiety about not having done enough or not being good enough. But with this Queen of Wands, this is how other people see you, and this is kind of the energy you're embodying as you enter the new year. And the Queen of Wands is super charismatic. She's charming. Everyone loves her. She's like the life of the party. She's can also be really like fun. Like, this is a great person to have as a friend, because even though they're the life of the party, you never feel like you're competing with the Queen of Wands, even though other people are really magnetically drawn to them. So I think people recognize you as someone who has a lot of these amazing qualities, including the drive and the perseverance and the talent that land you in these kind of like Wheel of Fortune and Six of Wands situations. But people also recognize that you're not someone who is narcissistic. You're not conceited. You're not looking down on other people for not being on the same level as you. And I don't think that you have a sense that you are better than other people at all. This really feels like other people see you as this really amazing person, but I don't think that you specifically see yourself that way. But really, this whole pile, this is really about accomplishing things in your life to the point where other people really admire you. So that's truly the energy of this pile. And with the World at the end of your spread, this is all about completing cycles and ending accomplishments, which is, again, kind of reflective of what I said with this Wheel of Fortune. I really feel like you felt like you were at the bottom of this wheel, like you had hit the bottom. You didn't know what was going to come up. You didn't know how you were going to get back to the top. And now you've completed this wheel. You are completing the circle with the World. So there's a sense of really big accomplishment. There's a sense of cycles coming to an end. And this is also a lot of spiritual growth. And I think that having pulled yourself out of this situation where you felt like you were at the bottom through your hard work, your tenacity, your generosity, your charisma is going to be something that you will learn to kind of overcome this Seven of Wands doubt you have about it, and you will start to reflect on all the qualities that you have that have made that possible. Because I'm hearing for some of you, you do have kind of low self-esteem, or you just don't really allow yourself to acknowledge the things that you've accomplished or the things that are great about yourself. So I think with the World here, there's also a sense of starting to be able to acknowledge the better parts of yourself and starting to be more comfortable in who you are and the qualities that you have, and learning how to appreciate who you are as a person more because of all these people around you who are so supportive of the things that you do and the kind of person that you are. So for your first tea leaf reading card, we got Beau, which says you are highly thought of, which is exactly what I said with the Six of Wands and this Queen of Wands. People really, like, you're killing it by the new year. People think you're doing amazing. They're really impressed by all the work you're putting in. They think you're really funny. They think you're really interesting, something that I just heard. You have a very magnetic quality about you that other people admire. And I think that you might not see that in yourself, but probably if you could make like an anonymous poll, I'm not suggesting you do this, but if you were to make an anonymous poll and just kind of like give the people in your life a little quiz, like, what do you think of this person? I think they would all say positive things about you. Like, I really feel like you would be surprised by how highly people think of you. So for your second tea leaf reading card, we got Heart, which says love, deep affection, and caring. So again, I mean, that goes right with the Beau. I really feel like the people around you are so proud of the accomplishments that you've made. They're so proud of how generous and giving you are with your heart. They're so proud of what, caring person you are. Specifically, this is Queen of Wands here. I feel like people just really acknowledge that you're willing to give your energy to make other people feel comfortable. Like, for some of you, you're the kind of person where if you're like at a party or social gathering of any kind, and you see someone who's maybe like on the outside of the group, or they're not being as included as much, you're the kind of person to kind of try to bring them in. Like, I feel like you're very cognizant of other people's comfort, and you always want to make people have a good time around you. And I think that they do, and they really respect that about you. They respect that you're a kind person, and they never feel like you're going to be unwelcoming or unkind in any way. And that's one of the reasons why people enjoy being around you so much, and they enjoy talking highly of you, especially with the Six of Wands, because this is also a card of other people admiring you. So with the pile marker that you chose being the archetype, the shaman, this is kind of representative of this journey that you've been on that is coming into fruition by the new year. So the shaman is kind of defined by studiousness. So there's a sense of really working hard towards something and being patient about seeing the results of it. And I really feel like that's what I said with this Wheel of Fortune. Like, I really think that a lot of you have completely gone from the bottom of the wheel to the top. You've really made a full transition in this cycle. You feel like you've really picked yourself up, and you've made your life closer to what you want it to be. It feels like you have brought in a lot of luck. And I feel like also other people who might be observing these transitions in your life, like whether that's on social media or something, they also think that you have a very like exciting and interesting life, where you've done a lot to make your life interesting. The other aspect of the shaman is healing. This is kind of a healer energy. And so I think that same thing, you healed yourself from whatever this low point was. It could have even just been emotionally, but now you're at the Six of Wands place of victory, where you kind of overcome that. And you might still have your doubts with the Seven of Wands. You might still feel like the odds are stacked against you at times. You still feel like sometimes you're waiting for the other foot to drop. But like I said with this World card, I really do feel like part of this journey, part of this thing that you're coming into by the new year is an emotional, like spiritual level of understanding about why you have these like insecurities, because I do think that the people in this pile really have perfectionist tendencies, and because of that you tend to look more for like issues to be resolved rather than reflecting on the things that you've already accomplished. But with the World, I think this is really a signal that you are going to take some time to relax a little bit and reflect more on how much you've accomplished, how many cycles have brought to an end. And I think some of those are self-sabotaging, like emotional cycles that you are healing. The other aspect of the shaman is kind of this otherworldly intuition, spiritual power, which again, I think goes hand in hand with the World. It does seem like this pile in particular, by the new year, you will have undergone a lot of spiritual growth. You will have accomplished a lot in your personal life. Other people will be really admiring everything that you've done, your personality, who you allow yourself to be when you're not closed off or defensive or worried about, bad things happening to you, or worried about not being good enough. And that's really beautiful, pile one. So by the new year, things are really looking up for you. Congratulations. Right, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 2, the Mother, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Six of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands in reverse, the King of Swords in reverse, and Strength. For your tea leaf reading cards, we got Spear and Flag. All right, my pile 2s. So what will your life be like by the new year? Now, this is some tea. So right now we have the Six of Cups. So what I'm hearing very strongly for most of you here is that you have had a romantic situation with someone that has not worked out or is currently not working out. And For some of you, it doesn't have to be romantic. I guess it could be like a friend or family member, but I want to say for 95% of you, this is a love interest. This is someone that you've been dating, that you've been in a relationship with. And with the Six of Cups, I feel like this is someone that you have built memories with. So I feel like this person has been in your life for a while, at least a few months, and it's someone that you have been very generous with emotionally. Like, I feel like you have really gone out of your way to try to be really caring and nurturing for this person. And so there's a sense of attachment. There's a sense of nostalgia here. Like when you think about this person, sometimes it's really easy for you to only think about the good things that you've done together or like the fun you've had together. But on the other side of this, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is being emotionally like frozen out. It's being left out in the cold. There's not enough stability here to make this be able to work long term, whatever this relationship is. And I think it is because this person in question is very emotionally unavailable. They're emotionally immature. And they are not willing to provide you the same amount of emotional depth, the same amount of emotional availability that you've been giving because this person's closed off. And I'm hearing that for a lot of you, this really upsets you. Like, I think this has you questioning your self-worth a lot. You feel like I'm hearing that for a lot of you, you feel like, I don't know how to try harder, like to make this person love me in the same way that I love them or like me in the same way that I like them. Because I do think you are embodying this mother archetype, like in the card that you chose, where you are really going out of your way to take care of this person, and you are willing to take care of them and comfort them and provide for them on like a basic level. Like you probably do a lot of like acts of service for this person, because you have this almost feeling of like, despite this person hurting me, despite them being closed off, you still have been so open. And I don't think you should feel foolish for that, because I think it really is a virtue to be able to remain open-hearted even in the face of people who try to break that down out of you. But this person is not deserving of all of that care and attention. It's like the Lord's song, Hard Feelings, where she says, I care for myself the way I used to care about you. It's like you have so much care and affection, and you nurture this person so much. I feel like you've put in so much work into this relationship. You've tried to make it work. I feel like you romanticize like the moments that were actually good in your head, and you can blow them up in your mind and make it like a full movie about, it's like you've turned it into a full rom-com, and really it was like one good moment, and the rest of this time this person was kind of a douche. But you have to be able to move that love into yourself. There's a scene in the TV show Fleabag where the character Fleabag is talking about the death of her mother. She says, I don't know what to do with all this love that I have for her. I don't know where to put it now because I can't give it to her. She's not here to take it. And her best friend says, well, give it to me because it sounds lovely. But I think you need to have that same attitude towards yourself. I think you need to say, all these things that I've done for this person, everything that I've done to make them feel safe emotionally, to make their day-to-day life easier, how can I move that back in myself? So what's the deal with this person? This person could be an Aries or have a very strong Aries placement in their chart. I'm also getting Aquarius. So Aquarius or Aries is a really strong placements here. But with this Knight of Wands in reverse, this person, they're flighty. They're not really stable. It's like they can come into your life and be really fun for a little bit, and then it's like they disappear. There's nothing to keep them holding on to you. And I feel like you're a really practical person, and you want to build something long term, but this person, there's nothing stable there. There's nothing keeping them tied down. It's like if they have a whim, they're going to follow it. And for some of you, that could even include looking outside of your relationship. If you're monogamous, this person might have a wandering eye. They might be a little bit of a player. And I'm also hearing that this person can be just like a little bit, they're not very patient. They don't like having to wait to get what they want, so they can be a little bit demanding. And with this King of Swords in reverse also next to it, this person, they can really hurt you with their words. It's like you could see how they could be a good communicator, but it's like they have a sharp tongue and they're not communicating their feelings. This person's very emotionally unavailable. They're emotionally closed off, and they can just be like mean sometimes out of nowhere. And like I said, I feel like for most of you, this is a love interest, but it could also apply to a friend or a family member. For some of you, this is like a parent that you have tried to mend things with because you can remember like good times that you've had with them, but they also just hurt you so consistently. And it's just not working out. The vibe of this Knight of Wands and this King of Swords in reverse, this reminds me a lot of the TV show Girls on HBO in the first season, when the character Hannah is starting to date the character Adam, and she's kind of talking about him to her friends, and she says, when we're together, he's so there and he's so present and I like him so much, and then I don't hear from him for like a week and I have no idea what he's doing. I don't know how he feels about me. I don't think that he thinks about me or he thinks about wanting to spend time with me when I'm not there. And that's really the vibes that I get, and it's like, this is just hurting your heart. Like, continuing to give this person access to everything that you do for them, all of this care and attention and focus that you put on them is only hurting you emotionally. And I also feel like it's draining you, especially with this Knight of Wands in reverse. That's what I'm hearing, is that this is something that is draining your energy. It's like snuffing out your light, like your passion. And I don't think that this is something that you are unaware of. I feel like this is really kind of the energy of where you're at right now, but by the new year, we have strength at the end of the spread, which is being able to overcome these kind of like emotional obstacles that you're going through, where I feel like a lot of you do embody this mother archetype where you feel like you have to take care of everyone. And if someone's not treating you well, or if someone's not satisfied with you, you feel like it has to be a reflection of you, like you're not doing enough. And I think this is something that you are going to be able to overcome or start to overcome by the new year, because strength is really conquering these kind of wild, untamed parts of ourselves. And I think this untamed part of you specifically is the feeling that you can't do better than this, or you don't deserve more than this, or that this is like an okay emotional reciprocation. Because I really do feel like the people that are viewing this pile, you're so giving, you're so nurturing, and you really deserve someone who reflects that same energy back to you. And I think this is definitely something that you are going to be realizing, and something that you're working on about yourself as you approach the new year, as you enter into the new year. You're really learning how to be confident on your own and to suppress those feelings of needing validation from emotionally unavailable people. So your first tea leaf reading card says Spear, heartache over what you no longer have. So I feel like this kind of goes with the Six of Cups. It's like you have these memories of things as they could be, but also you've been left out in the cold by this person. And I mean, take a close look at this card. It is literally a heart that has been stabbed through with a spear. Like this person has really hurt you emotionally. They've taken something that you were wearing on your sleeve that you offered to them so freely and so like sweetly and with the best intentions, and they have driven a sword through it. And I really feel like that's kind of their MO with this King of Swords in reverse. They almost, I don't know that they like get off on it, but they like knowing that you're invested in them without having to reveal anything to you or having done anything to deserve that investment. Your second tea leaf reading is flag. That says, do not be tempted to lower your standards. So I really feel like sometimes you fall into this Six of Cups thing where you're like, but I can remember like a good time. Like I remember when we had fun together and I really liked them at first. I liked, taking care of them. I liked being there for this person. I liked having their attention, and I like the moments where I feel like they're coming around and maybe I've finally got them. But this person is not good for you. I'm sorry, this person's not good for you. They're just not. Don't be tempted to lower your standards. But the good news is, I think that this is something that you're definitely realizing with the Strength card. As you come into the new year, you're going to start recognizing the ways in which you have your own power. This open-heartedness, this willingness to take care of other people and nurture other people and be emotionally available, even when other people are rude to you or they're closed off or they betray you in some kind of way, is not a weakness, but you have to learn how to wield it in the correct way, because right now the way that you're wielding it is allowing people like this person to walk over you. But when you learn to use it and set boundaries and learn how to devote that level of care and affection towards yourself, which I see starting to happen or happening by the new year, is when you're really going to come into your own. So again, with the pile marker, you chose the mother archetype. I really feel like you just are someone who kind of naturally takes care of other people. You take on a lot of responsibility, and because of that, you can feel drained when you don't receive appreciation for that. And I don't feel like this person is appreciating all of the effort that you put in. They're not acknowledging it. I think they like it, but liking it is not the same thing as being reciprocal. This is not a symbiotic relationship. You're not benefiting. I feel like it's making you really upset. It's making you drained emotionally and physically. It's not good for you. So now is the time to be your own parent and take care of yourself and figure out what the little child inside of you needs, because it's not this person who makes you feel bad about yourself. So again, overall, I really feel like this is kind of the main realization that you're going to have by the new year, is being able to take all that care that you've had for this person and put it towards yourself instead. So I wish you the best of luck, Pile 2. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected Pile 3, the Temple, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. For your tea leaf reading cards, we got Star and Stork. All right, my Pile 3s. So what is your life looking like by the new year? So for 90% of you, this is about kind of like a career change. For others of you, this has something to do with other like practical areas of your life, like moving or transitioning to a new friend group, something like that. So for most of you, we start off with this Three of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm hearing that something that you have been devoting a lot of your time to, and for most of you, I think this is your job. It could be schoolwork if you're in school. Something that you've been devoting a lot of time and energy to is not working out for you. You don't feel supported by the people around you, maybe your coworkers, the people who are in the same situation as you, or your superiors, so supervisors, managers. You don't feel like you're getting any positive feedback. People aren't recognizing the kind of work that you've put in. And it also feels like everyone is kind of out for themselves. There's not a sense of teamwork or camaraderie in this situation. And because of that, we have this Four of Cups, where this is like really draining you emotionally. I feel like for a lot of you, even if it's not terrible, like maybe, the people at your job aren't like the worst people in the world. Like they're not actively being rude to you, but you definitely don't feel supported, or you don't feel like you're making any progress in this area in your life. There's still this feeling of just not being satisfied. Like it's definitely not enough for you. And I think because of that, you have been looking elsewhere. You might have been applying to different jobs. If you're in school, you might have been thinking about transferring to a different school or dropping out. If this is more of a location thing, you might have thought about moving to a new place, changing apartments, coming into a new friend group, whatever that is, because you do not feel like you are being supported, you're not being appreciated at whatever it is that you've been devoting your time to now. And the good news is that as you come into the new year, we have this Page of Cups in the middle of your spread, which is really an offer, something that is presented to you regarding this as a solution to this from the universe that is going to be much more aligned with you emotionally. I love the Page of Cups. It's like one of my favorite cards to see in the tarot. And as an opportunity, I really see it as something that really aligns well with who you are in your heart. It's something that makes you feel emotionally valued, stable. It's a place where you feel like you can express yourself. So, I heard for some of you, maybe you are in a living situation, like you live with your parents or you have a roommate that's really stifling you. You feel like you're not allowed to, you don't feel comfortable in your own home. And so that is what this is about. You've kind of been looking at other places and you finally found a place where you can do that. But for most of you, I do think this is related to a job specifically. So if you've been applying to a job, I do think you will get one that is really good for you and that you are excited about and just really makes sense with the kind of job that you want to have. It's less stressful. You feel more supported by the people there, the people around you. But with this Five of Swords, I'm getting that the old situation, your old job, the people that you were living with before, your former classmates, your former professors, your old school, whatever it is that you are transitioning away from as the new year begins or as the new year starts, these people are going to feel kind of betrayed by this. They feel like you kind of went behind their back or you were a little sneaky. But that's okay because I really feel like you knew at the end of the day that this is the thing that would be best for you. And it might be uncomfortable because I do get the sense that the people in this pile are not fond of having to be in conflict. Like I feel like you, the viewer, are probably a conflict avoidant person. And so that's going to be kind of difficult for you because you don't like feeling like you let anyone down. But other people's emotions about things are completely out of your control. And I don't think that you are doing anything wrong by needing more emotional validation, by needing to feel more secure, more praised, more valued as a person, or feel like you're better able to express yourself. And so there's no reason to feel guilty, although I think you might feel a little guilty or you might feel a little shamed by these people from your past that are not happy about this transition that you're making. But the good news is that we round out your spread with this Nine of Pentacles, which is all about stability and independence. So I really feel like separating yourself from these people really allows you to grow into your own and feel like, oh, I definitely made the right decision. Once you really start getting into this new opportunity for you, whether that's starting the new job, you'll be like, okay, this was definitely the right thing for me. I feel so much more stable. Like I feel so much more supported in the world around me. I'm not really scared of like the situation falling out from underneath me. So I'm not scared of like being suddenly fired by my boss because they've decided I'm not good enough. I'm not scared of getting into a fight with my parents and having them kick me out because now I have a situation where I feel like my work, the effort that I put in, the things that I'm doing speaks for itself, and that's really the thing that's carrying me through here. And the other thing about the Nine of Pentacles is it is also a card of like comfort. So I feel like this is something that you're really going to settle into and you're going to be happy about. You're going to feel so much more comfortable. And for some of you, if this is a job specifically, this also comes with a pay raise. So for your tea leaf reading cards, we got Star, which says guaranteed success. So again, that's reflected in going from this Three of Pentacles in reverse to this Nine of Pentacles, this Page of Cups energy from this Four of Cups. You are just ascending, you're getting better, you are only moving up on the ladder in your life, and there's no reason to be afraid, even when other people act shocked by this decision, or they say that you've betrayed them in some kind of way, or you have not been loyal. That's really their issue, because I do feel like this is something that you've communicated dissatisfaction of before, or it's something that's like pretty obvious. Like, I don't think this should be a surprise to anyone that you would want to escape whatever this situation is that you were in before. Your second tea leaf reading card says Stork, which says news of a birth or a new business opportunity. So like I said, for a lot of you, this is a new job. But just overall, it is some kind of new opportunity that's reflected in this Page of Cups that is going to be really good for you in your personal growth and development. You're going to feel so much more stable. You're going to feel like you're really being recognized for the amount of work that you put in, for your independence, for your drive, for your resilience, for your ability to handle things on your own. I think you're just going to feel a lot safer. You're going to feel like you have really kind of turned this situation around for the best. And if other people don't like that, like in this Five of Swords, well, that's their loss. So for your archetype card that you chose as your pile marker, we got the Temple, which is all about being able to find I think a lot of people think of the temple as like a very physical place, but it doesn't have to be a physical place. We can find the temple, we can find a place of worship in smaller things for ourselves. And I really feel like this Page of Cups opportunity is going to be your temple. It's going to be the thing that once you come into it, it feels like kismet. Like, it really feels like it was meant for you. There's so much about it just really aligning like with your heart space and feeling like it's right for you, feeling like this is a place where you can express yourself, where you're not afraid of this unsupportive quality or this kind of like individualistic everyone's looking out for themselves situation that you have come from. So that is a great place for you to be in at the start of the new year. So congratulations, my pile threes. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 4, the medallion, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the King of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Page of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. For your tea leaf reading cards, we got Feather and Lion. Okay, my pile 4s, so what is your life looking like by the new year? We start off your spread with this King of Pentacles, and what I'm hearing is that for most of you, this is someone that you have had some kind of relationship in the past. For most of you, I am feeling like this is romantic. This person could have been a Taurus or had a prominent Taurus placement in their natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Or they could have just embodied this kind of Taurus energy of someone who's kind of laid back, a little bit of a homebody, really into like comfort, but they can also be extremely stubborn. They do not change their mind easily. They're not really willing to like concede in any arguments. This is not the kind of person who will like apologize first usually. And what I'm hearing is that for a lot of you, you really admired the positive qualities of this person. And in particular, I think this person was pretty generous towards you. Like, they might have done a lot for you in terms of acts of service, or they provided for you in some kind of way, like financially. For example, this person could have bought you a lot of gifts, or they, took you out to a lot of nice places or things like that. Or if you were having financial issues, they might have given you a loan of some kind. And so I think you really liked this person, and you really felt like you could see them being in your life long term because they did have that kind of stability to them. But with this 10 of Swords as the next card in your spread, I think this situation that you've had with this person came to an end, and it was a pretty devastating end for you. I think this hurt you a lot. You felt like you didn't really know how to pick yourself up and go from there. It could have been a really difficult breakup. For some of you, this is like a friend or a family member where thought that they had your back, but you realized that them, doing these things for you always came with stipulations, and that they were actually kind of just manipulating you, because that's something I'm hearing very strongly. And I think that's because of this pile marker that you have, the medallion. Because this archetype, it's about when people hand you things of value, or they pass down things of value to you, and it's really nice. But also, when someone passes down something to you, when someone gives something to you, what does it mean? You know what I mean? Like think about like a family heirloom. Someone's passing down like your great grandmother's ring. You're passing it down because it has all of these associations with it, and it's really nice to have it, but it also is a lot of responsibility, and there's an expectation that you are going to deal with the upkeep, you're going to keep it safe, you're going to pass it down eventually too. And that's like a fine thing to do. But I'm getting the sense that in this relationship, because this person was providing you with things financially, or they kind of did things for you, they almost had unfair expectations of how you would pay them back. It was like they weren't doing it out of the kindness of their heart. It was almost as a way to like manipulate you and make you feel indebted to them, is what I'm hearing. And that was really kind of the downfall of this relationship. And because of that, because of this devastating ending with the Ten of Swords, you have been a little bit scared to move on and kind of open yourself up to the possibilities of another relationship. Like I said, for most of you, I do think this is romantic, so probably you have not really dated anyone since this breakup. For others of you, if this was like a falling out with a friend, you kind of avoid people that have similar qualities to what you first admired about this person. Like, you haven't really allowed yourself to get close to anyone. If this was a family member, same thing. I feel like you haven't really allowed yourself to get close to someone and open yourself up to like being emotionally vulnerable, allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to rely on other people for anything. I feel like you're very suspicious of other people's intentions when they approach you or they try to be in your life now because of this. But in the middle of your spread, we have this Ace of Cups, which indicates to me a new offer of connection, a new emotional offer. And for a lot of you, I feel like this is a new person coming in for you, one that you have a crush on. I can't really get a sense of how this person feels about you. I do think that this person likes you, but everything here is still very fresh. So I feel like most of you will probably watch this when I'm putting it out, which means the New Year's like 3 months away. So I feel like if you don't already know who I'm talking about, this could be someone that's coming into you, and it's not someone that you're going to be like in a relationship with by the new year. This is more just like, this is someone that has sparked my interest. Like, this is someone that I could see myself trusting and opening up to and being vulnerable with for the first time since this ending that I had with this other person that I thought I could trust and that I thought would be in my life long term. And I do think that makes you pretty nervous. So with the Page of Wands here, I'm also getting that there's so much interest that you have for this person. And in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, the Page of Wands is represented by someone who is holding this wand, this staff that they have completely on the ground, while the Knight of Wands is someone who kind of has a staff in their hand and they're charging forward. So the Page of Wands is like having this idea, having all these thoughts, this, spark that you keep thinking about, and then the Knight of Wands is taking action. So I feel like with this Page of Wands here, there's this feeling of being very attracted to this person. That could be physically, because like I said, for most of you, I do think this is a love interest. But, if you feel like this applies more to friendship, it's just someone that you're really drawn to, that you could see yourself hanging out with, but you haven't taken the action steps yet to make that happen. You're still stuck in this Page of Wands where you're really thinking about it a lot because you know that there's something different about this person, you know that there's something special about them, and you're interested in them as a person. For some of you, this person could actually be younger than you with the Page, because the Page represents kind of like a younger crowd. And something else that I'm hearing is that this person coming in could be a fire sign, so Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or have prominent fire sign placements in their natal chart. And we round out your spread with the Seven of Pentacles, which is a card of kind of putting in work and waiting on something to come to fruition. So I feel like for a lot of you, because of this past Ten of Swords energy, this feeling of betrayal from this King of Pentacles, when you start feeling interest in this new person, you do not make a move. Like, you're definitely in your head. You're just thinking about this person a lot. You're thinking about what you could have with this person. You're wondering what they think of you, what you could be like with this person. And because of that, you really are focused on just getting to know them very slowly, because you don't want to kind of be blindsided and realize that they have been trying to manipulate you, or they are trying to like make you feel beholden to them in some way, like this King of Pentacles did. And so you're really taking your time and letting things grow before you try to harvest anything, which is what the Seven of Pentacles is all about. And this is kind of the energy that you're in as you start the new year. So I feel like for a lot of you, for most of you, this indicates someone coming in and you being really interested in them and kind of taking your time to get to know them as the new year starts. For others of you, this might not be a specific person, but it's more of a feeling like, I think I'm ready after the devastation of this Ten of Swords to start over, because we go from the 10 to the Ace. You're ready to start over and find something new. You've picked yourself up a little bit. And so that's where you're at, where you're kind of waiting patiently to build yourself back up to where you feel confident enough to enter into another connection or have another friendship, another relationship with someone that has the same level of depth of what you had with this King of Pentacles energy. So for your tea leaf reading cards, the first one we got is Feather, which says someone you know is undependable and insincere. So this is that King of Pentacles I was talking about in the beginning of your spread. I feel like they really represented themselves as someone who would be there for you and like someone you could really rely on. And I just don't think that they were. I think they were secretly a little bit manipulative. And like a feather, they just can blow away really easily in the wind. Your second tea leaf reading card says Lion, time to act. So lions are really a card of being brave. And I feel like after this big ending with this Ten of Swords, after this kind of devastating ending that really left you like in your mind, there was a lot of reflection, a lot of like, mental stuff that you had to work through because of this thing with the King of Pentacles, this feeling of betrayal. You have really had to build yourself back up emotionally. You had to take some time to lick your wounds and figure out how you are going to move forward and come back into your power. And also with the lion saying time to act, I feel like this is advice from the universe regarding this kind of Page of Wands, Seven of Pentacles energy you're in, where maybe you have a specific person on your mind as the new year starts that you're thinking about a lot, and the universe is saying it's safe for you to trust this person, because I don't feel like you're quite at the place yet where you're really ready to let this person in as the new year begins. But with time to act, I think it's saying that it's okay if you turn this Page of Wands into like the Knight of Wands. You're going for it, you're taking action energy. It's okay to approach this person. It's safe for you is what I'm hearing. So it's a beautiful reading for my pile fours. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care.